Hello rail fans, and welcome to another French Fried Trains Minecraft train tutorial. Today, we're going to be finishing off our Florida TriRail train. We already did the bi-level Bombardier coaches in our last video for this train. Today, we'll be working on Hyundai Rotem Bi-level coaches, and I'm going to show you how to build the standard coach and then modify it into this streamlined cab car for the end of the train here. So let's get right into the build here. So as you can see here, I've already copied in a couple more of the bi-level coaches that we've already built in our last video. You can copy in as many as you want, however long you want your train to be, but remember, these trains aren't really that long. It's just a light commuter rail service. So we'll start the build with a dark oak fence here to be the coupler. Then under it, we'll put a dark oak fence gate for the airline. And then we'll put a dark oak fence on either side of the coupler. Next, we'll put a block of netherite coming off where the coupler is. And we'll turn that into a row that's 5 wide coming to each side of the tracks. On each of these outside edges, we put a crimson button. In front of that in the middle, we're going to take out cyan terracotta, and we're going to put 2 rows of 3 cyan terracotta coming across the middle. Next, we'll do our wheels. So on the next block down, get netherite on each rail with an end rod axle. Then we're going to take polished deep slate stairs, and we got to leave 2 blocks of space. On the 3rd block out, we're going to put a row of upside down stairs facing that way, 5 wide. Then we'll use our slabs to stack up the middle 3 too high, and then a row of upside down stairs facing this way on this end. Another set of netherite wheels on this end here with an end rod axle. Then we're going to put a skeleton skull on the outside of each wheel and a grindstone in the middle of the truck there. Same thing on this side, so a grindstone in the middle and player heads over here. Then we'll go back to cyan terracotta and we'll fill this middle 3 in down to the end of the truck here. We'll also come up 1 more layer and start 1 block from the end and fill in the middle 3 of this layer with cyan terracotta as well. Then in front of this block of netherite on the side, we're going to put an upside down polished deep slate stair and a polished deep slate slab under it. Same thing on this side, so an upside down stair here and a slab underneath it. Then we're going to come underneath and put dark oak fence gate right up the middle until it runs right into the wheels there. Now, starting from the end on this top outside edge, we're going to put 4 blocks of calcite and then fill the rest with light blue wool down to the end here. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So 4 light blue wool and then 4 calcite here. We'll also put light blue wool across the end here. Next, come in front of the wheels here on bottom, and we're going to put 5 rows of 3 cyan terracotta coming up the middle of the tracks. On the very ends here, we'll put 2 upside down diorite stairs facing outward on each side. Then 2 light blue wool on each side, and in this corner we put a backward facing upside down prismarine brick stair. Same thing here, upside down stair facing this way. Above the stairs in the corner, we'll put a column of 2 jungle wood on each side. Then we'll swing around underneath that, another upside down prismarine brick stair facing that way, then 3 slabs, and then we're going to switch over and put in 2 diorite slabs. And of course, we do the same thing over here. So an upside down prismarine brick stair, 3 prismarine brick slabs, 2 diorite slabs. Now we'll come around here, and above this light blue wool section on bottom, we're going to put a block of calcite in the corner on each side, then a light blue wool, and then 2 calcite across the tops of those. Then we'll go ahead and extend out our bottom middle 3 of cyan terracotta, another 2 rows of 3 coming out. Then we'll put 2 calcite on each side on the outside bottom. Then we'll make this reverse L shape of calcite on each side and a light blue wool in the corners. Now coming off this top block, we're going to put 2 black stained glass panes, a light blue wool. 2 more black stained glass panes, light blue wool. 2 more glass panes, light blue wool. 2 more glass panes. So you should have 4 windows here. Next, we'll come on the end of this window here, and we're going to put 2 more light blue wool. Then we'll swing around underneath of that. We'll put 2 light blue wool below it, and we're going to start bringing that over. We'll come past this window and up to right here. Then we'll switch over and fill the rest in with calcite. Then underneath that on this end, we're going to put 1, 2, 3 calcite, then a light blue wool in front of that. On the next one, we're actually going to knock out that calcite and replace it with light blue wool. Then we're going to do 3 more calcite, a light blue wool, another calcite, 3 long, and then 2 light blue wool. Now we'll swing over to the other side here, and we're just going to copy our pattern from the other side. So 3 calcite, light blue wool, 3 calcite, light blue wool, 3 calcite, 2 light blue wool. Then light blue wool up here, all the way down to here. Calcite, light blue wool, calcite to the end. Then we'll go ahead and frame in our windows here and fill them with black stained glass panes. Now we'll come in between here and we'll fill this bottom middle 3 layer with cyan terracotta, coming all the way down to the end of it here. Then we'll extend this bottom out another 5 rows of 3 coming forward. On the sides up here, upside down outward facing diorite stairs here and on this side. Then we're going to put light blue wool and a calcite on each side. And on the very end, an upside down prismarine brick stair facing this way. Then in front of those stairs, we're going to put a calcite block and a moss block above it. Then another calcite on the bottom middle. And on the end, a column of 2 jungle wood. Top middle gets light blue wool. Then we'll come over here and copy the pattern on this side. So 2 calcite here, 2 jungle wood coming up, light blue wool here, and a moss here. Now we'll do the next truck. So on bottom, get a block of netherite on each rail with an end rod axle. Then upside down polished deep slate stairs. It's got to be on the 3rd block out from the wheel. We're going to make that 5 wide. We'll delete these 2 we use for placement. We'll use polished deep slate slabs to fill in the middle 3 blocks, and then a row of 5 upside down stairs facing this way here. On the side in the middle of the stairs, we're going to put a grindstone. And we need a grindstone on this side as well. Then another set of netherite wheels in front of it with an end rod axle. And then we're going to put skeleton skulls on the outsides of the wheels on each side here. Now we're going to go back to our cyan terracotta and we'll fill in the middle 3 on the layer above coming down the length of the truck here. We'll also fill in the 3rd layer up with cyan terracotta. We'll extend the cyan terracotta out on the third and second layers, another 2 rows of 3. Then on bottom on the end, a row of 5 netherite coming out to each side. Then we'll turn around in the middle with a dark oak stair for our coupler and get it stacked up. Delete that one. And coming up the very middle, we'll put a row of dark oak fence gates. Then a crimson button on the very outside ends, and then a dark oak fence on either side of the coupler. Then we're going to take out a polished deep slate stair again, and on the side behind this netherite, an upside down stair facing outward with a slab underneath it. We'll do the same thing on the other side here. So an upside down stair facing outward, and we'll put a slab underneath it here. Now on the third layer up on the very end, 2 calcite, same thing on this side, and 3 light blue wool across the end here. Then in this corner, we're going to put an upside down prismarine brick stair facing this way and a row of slabs coming down to the end. Fill in above it with light blue wool, and we'll do the same thing over here. So an upside down stair, then a full row of slabs, and fill in above it with light blue wool. Now we'll put in our doors, so put 2 warp doors right here, 2 in this gap here. Then on the middle of the end, a birch door, then 2 warp doors here, 2 here, and a birch door in the middle of this end. Once this end door is in place here, we'll switch back to light blue wool here, and we're going to make a 2x2 of light blue wool on each side of the door. And then we'll come across the top with a row of 5 light blue wool. We'll do the same thing down here, so a 2x2 on each side, and 5 coming across the top. Starting from this end, we're going to bring light blue wool till it's right here, then a moss block, light blue wool, jungle wood, in front of that a light blue wool, 2 moss blocks above the door, and then we're going to extend a row of light blue wool down, and we're going to bring it out till it's just before the very last window on this end here. So right here. Then we're going to do 2 calcite. Then we're going to do 4 light blue wool coming across the door, a moss, a jungle wood, light blue wool, another moss, and then we're going to do calcite to the other end of the car here. So just fill this all in. Then of course we'll come across and we're just going to copy the pattern from the other side directly across. So moss here and here, jungle wood and light blue wool there, 4 light blue wool, 2 calcite, a row of light blue wool coming back this way, then 2 moss above the doors, light blue wool, jungle wood, light blue wool, moss, and then light blue wool down to the end. Once we have that side filled in, we'll swing back over to the other end and we'll do the next layer up. So, starting above that first moss block, 2 black stained glass panes and a light blue wool, and then we're going to do another 2 black stained glass panes and 2 light blue wool going to the end like that. In front of that window, moss, jungle wood, and then moss. In front of the moss, we'll start a row of light blue wool coming down, and we're going to bring it down till it's in the middle of the second to last window. Right here. Then we're going to put a row of 6 calcite coming across. In front of that, 2 light blue wool, a moss, a jungle wood. Then a moss. Then 2 black stained glass panes. Calcite, 2 more black stained glass panes. Then a calcite and a light blue wool. Then we'll swing over to the other side and we'll just copy everything directly across. Exactly the same, it's just going the opposite direction this time. So 6 calcite here. A row of light blue wool coming down till it's right above this moss. Then a moss, jungle wood and a moss. 2 black stained glass panes, light blue wool, 2 black stained glass panes, light blue wool. Then we'll swing back over on the other side again to do the next layer up. So for this layer, starting from the end, we're going to start bringing a row of light blue wool forward till it's in the middle of this second window. Then we're going to do 2 moss. 2 black stained glass panes. Another moss. 2 black stained glass panes. And then a calcite. 2 more black stained glass panes. Another calcite. 2 more stained glass panes. Another calcite. Two more black stained glass panes, calcite. 2 more stained glass panes, and another calcite. 2 more black stained glass panes, and then a moss block. 2 more black stained glass panes, another moss block. Then we're going to put 3 light blue wool, 2 calcite, and 2 light blue wool on the end. And same as before, come over here and copy the pattern directly across. Once we've done that, we'll swing over to this side again for the next layer up. So for this upper layer, above the windows on this side, we're actually going to start above this first window. We'll put a moss above that, and then we'll send light blue wool down to the end, and we can also come across the end of the car here. In front of that, we're going to do 3 light blue wool, and then we'll switch over to calcite and start bringing a row of calcite across these windows here. Keep it coming. 2 more. We're going to stop right here above that 3rd window. Then we're going to do 3 light blue wool, and actually make that 2 more. Then a moss, a light blue wool, and a moss. Then a light blue wool, and we'll extend it down to the end, and we can bring it across this end. And then, same as before, we're just going to copy our pattern for this layer directly across. So moss, light blue wool, moss, 5 light blue wool, a row of calcite, stop here, 3 light blue wool, a moss, and light blue wool down to the end. Come down inside the car here, on this end in front of the doors, we're going to put 3 smooth quartz coming up the middle, and a second layer, and then a column back here. Then we'll put an end portal down in there for a toilet and a door right here. And then up here, we'll use warp stairs to make a staircase coming down. Then on this end, on the right hand side, we're going to make a cube of smooth quartz. Because this area has a little spot for like a bike rack. Then stairs on that side. On this side of the door, a column of 2 glass panes on either side to be dividers, and same thing here and here. Then we'll come back down here and we'll start putting in some stairs to be seats. Skip a block every other and put a row on each side. This side gets one extra one. There's an open gap by this divider for a handicap spot. Then we'll put a torch in the bathroom, a torch here, a torch on each of these 2 columns. We'll skip one, a torch on each of these 2 columns, and a torch here, so the bottom's all lit. Now take out cyan terracotta, come out 2, and then over 1 like that, because we need to leave a notch to fit down these stairs. If we had one here, we wouldn't be able to fit. So it looks just like that. We can go ahead and fill in across that other side there. Then we'll come down here and we'll fill all this in with cyan terracotta. And we'll come back down to this end. Above this smooth quartz area, we'll put 2 cyan terracotta across here, 1 on the left, and then a stair in the middle to get up to the top deck. Then we have to come back here because I didn't put a stair on this side. So knock out this one here and put in a stair. Then we'll swing around in front of this here and fill in front of it 3 wide with cyan terracotta. And then we'll start bringing it all the way down the length of the car on this level so that there's a ceiling above this bottom floor. So just bring it all the way down. Then we're going to come down inside here with cyan carpet on the bottom. Put wood in front of the stairs, over wood, and then we're just going to come right up the middle of the car with the carpet. Because the middle path is a different color than the rest of the floor here. So just keep bringing it up all the way to that end. Then we move over 1 and come in front of the stairs. Now we're going to take a bookshelf to be baggage storage and put it right above that end one there, and 2 temporary ones right here. We're going to close trap doors on the side of that stair and on the side of these bookshelves to be the handrail. Then we'll come down and do a similar thing here. So 2 temporary blocks and 1 on the side there. Close trap doors on the stairs and on the sides of these bookshelves for the handrail, and delete these temporary ones. Then right here, a column of 2 smooth quartz. So it looks like that. Come down, we'll do the same thing here, a column of 2 smooth quartz right here. Next we'll do the mid deck, so we'll put a stair in front of that column, skip a block, and a stair on each side coming forward like this. Then we're going to spin around here, and a column on each side of the door of 2 cyan terracotta. Then we'll put 2 torches there, and we'll go ahead and put 2 torches on these window columns on each side. We'll come down and do the mid deck over here. So 2 cyan terracotta and a column on each side of the door, then a seat on each side, skip a block, another seat, skip a block, another seat. 2 torches on those columns. Then we'll come and do the upper deck here. So a stair here for seat, another stair, and then skip a block forward, and in this area, stairs on each side. Keep bringing that all the way down every other block. When we get over here, one here, and we'll turn around and put one this way. Then torches on these columns, skip one, torches on these columns, skip one, torches on these columns. And then torches on these columns here. So the mid-decks and the tops are now lighted. Now come in the middle with our cyan carpet, come up this mid-deck and over in front of that stair. Then directly down the middle of the top deck here, all the way to the other side. Right till we get to the stair. Then down here, off to the side to the bottom stairs and up the middle of this mid-deck. Above this doorway, on the middle three up here, we're going to start filling with smooth quartz blocks, bringing it forward. And actually those two are a mistake. We need to knock this row out so we can fit up the stairs here. That one too. Then we'll move up by one to the very top level and start filling in the roof of this very top level with smooth quartz. When we get down here, we come out above where the stair is, and then one more row of three. Then we move down one and fill the rest of the roof in at this level down here. And I've hopped down inside here because once the roof's on, I want to test and make sure all of our stairs actually work and we can fit through them. So we can fit up there. So we can fit down here as well. So we've calculated everything correctly and our stairs work. Now we're going to come to the outside end of the car here. Put an iron trap door in front of the door and a polished black stone wall on either side, and bring it up both sides and over the top of the door. We'll do the same thing on this end. So an iron trap door down there, polished black stone wall on either side of that, and just come right up over the door and down the other side. Then we're going to put a redstone torch on each top corner. And the same thing down on this end. A redstone torch in each top corner. On the top outside and outward facing, smooth quartz stair. Then 3 smooth quartz blocks across it and another stair on this side. Then we're going to put 2 deep slate tile stairs on each end like that. Then we're going to start filling in all the way down to the other side with andesite stairs facing outward. Just keep bringing it down here. When we get down by this end, we have to repeat the pattern. So there's going to be 2 deep slate tile stairs and a smooth quartz blocks across here, and then just repeat that pattern on this side. Then we'll fill in all the rest of the middle 3 of the roof with andesite blocks going from end to end. Once the roof's done here, we're going to take out a soul torch and put a soul torch on the right hand side of each of the side doors. Same thing over here. So soul torch there and one here. Next we're going to make some banners, so get out a loom and come into it. We're going to use a light blue banner in blue dye. A vertical in the middle, horizontal on top. New banner, vertical on the left, top half blue, diagonal. New banner. Horizontal on bottom, horizontal on top, vertical in the middle. New banner. Vertical on the left, vertical on the right, horizontal on top, horizontal in the middle. New banner. Vertical on the left, horizontal on bottom. New banner, with orange dye, make a diamond, switch to light blue dye, horizontal light blue on the bottom. Then, while still having light blue dye, put a light blue border around all of the letter banners. Then we'll come up and place them here. So, we're going to come up here on the side of the car, above where the first window on bottom is, in the divider. We're going to put Tri, then our little symbol, and Rail. Then we'll go do the other side. On this side, I'm going to build it backwards so I know the placement's correct. So above that first window divider, Rail, the symbol, and then Tri. Then we have to go make a couple more banners here. So come back into the loom here, a white banner with red dye, horizontal on top, horizontal on bottom, horizontal in the middle, switch to blue dye, and make the top half blue. Then a new banner with red dye, horizontal on top, horizontal on bottom, horizontal in the middle. And then we'll come place it. This is because there's a small American flag on the side here. So we're going to come right up here, skip a block over from the letters, put this banner then that one to make the flag. Then we'll come and do it on the other side here. So skip a block from these letters, put our flag banners on. So now, our Hyundai Rotem Bi-level coach car is completed. And you could be done here if that's what you want, but I'm going to show you how to modify this build into the streamlined cab car for the end of the train. So copy in or build as many as you want, or you can just use this one. I've copied a second one in here, and the first thing we're going to do is delete everything off the end of this here. So delete all those walls. We're going to delete this whole first row here and delete everything going down. We're actually going to use the first full row of light blue wool here, so fill in the middle with light blue row. Delete those walls and delete these three in the middle right here under it. We're going to put a sideways upside down diorite stair facing the inside on either side and a prismarine brick slab on the top of the middle there. Then a glow item frame on each outside above it, and then a crimson button and glowstone in the item frames for a ditch light. Now we'll start deleting up here for the next block back behind it, from this level all the way up to the top. Once you have that, on this next block back up here, light blue wool on the left, a black stained glass block, 3 light blue wool. Then we're going to put a birch sign in that middle here with the number 512. Next, we're going to delete the top 3 blocks on the row behind it, coming all the way across. We'll also swing around and delete the top 3 blocks, 2 more rows back here. So just keep deleting all of this. And all of this down here. Then we're actually going to knock out this glass block and replace it with light blue wool. Then light blue wool on each side, 2 in the middle, and put the glass block 1 up. Then in the middle below it, a glow item frame with glowstone for a headlight. We'll put 2 calcite and a light blue wool above this window, and same thing on this side. Then on top we'll come 1 block back, light blue wool on each side. Across the middle, 3 black stained glass blocks, and then 2 on each side for the cab windows. Then we'll come up here, we'll delete this row on top, and also that row of the ceiling down there. We're going to take out these 2 seats here, and we'll go ahead and fill in where there's that gap down there. So knock out that carpet and replace it with wool. Knock out this torch here, because there's going to be a ladder to get up in this cab. I'm sure the real thing has stairs to climb into the cab, but at this 3 block wide scale we just don't have room for it, so I'm going to end up using a ladder here. But before we do that, I'm going to take my smooth quartz out, and we're going to fill in underneath the front windshields. Then I'm going to delete this row of smooth quartz here, this other seat, and I'm going to make a column of smooth quartz there, and another 2 columns covering that window there. I'm going to knock out the glass of that window there, and I'm going to put 2 rows of smooth quartz, and actually that end one I'm not going to put there. I'm going to put calcite there, and we're going to put our ladder right there. Then we're going to turn this way here. I'm going to knock out that block and put in calcite. Then 2 smooth quartz right here, and then 1 above it. Then for the rest of the floor of this cab, I'm going to use iron trap doors, just like this. We have to use the trap doors or we won't be able to fit on that mid deck underneath it. And we'll extend it out to the other side here, making sure it's all at the same level. We'll have to delete that torch to place it. Then we'll come down underneath this real quick here, and we'll place a torch in the middle of that very end so that mid deck still has a light. Then we're going to come up here, spin this way, we'll have to delete the carpet, and we'll put a door right there. So there's a door to climb up into the cab. Next we'll put 3 smooth quartz slabs across here in front of the windows, 2 glow item frames with end crystals for computers and a lever for the engineer. Turn around, and we'll put a seat for the engineer here. Then we'll come back here. We're going to put smooth quartz across this to frame in the back of the cab, a glowstone up here, and then I'm going to go in and take out a blast furnace here for the fuse box and put that sideways right there. Now we'll come outside on the top here. We'll delete this stair and this stair, and we're going to delete this light blue wool here, replace it with deep slate tile block because there's a vent, and the same thing on the corresponding one on the other side. Then we're going to put polished blackstone slabs across the second block back like that, then an outward facing stair, 2 of them on each side of polished blackstone, and we'll fill in the middle 3 with polished blackstone blocks. And I'm actually going to extend this black section down a little bit more. So we'll knock out this row. Stairs on the outsides. Blocks in the middle. Then on each side of the front we'll put a conduit for strobe lights. In the middle, open dark oak fence gate for a horn. Then on each side like this, back-to-back levers for antennas. Then we're going to come underneath here because this cab car has a little plow on it, and we need to get 2 polished blackstone stairs on either side, but they need to be right side up. That didn't work, so I'm going to have to stand on the rail and crouch. And we'll put 2 here, and then 2 on this other side. Just like that. Before we put the finishing touches on, I'm going to come in here real quick and make sure this ladder system actually works and we can fit through it. So I'm going to come in and come up to this mid deck, and we're going to come in this door, climb the ladder, and Looks like we are successful. We can actually fit in this cab. I just wanted to check that because that wasn't a lot of space to work with. Next, we're going to come outside, and I think we're going to change how the front end looks and make it look more streamlined here. So we're going to knock out this block and replace it with prismarine brick stair, and same thing for the one below in front of it, and do the same thing on the other side. So that looks a little bit better. And there we have it, folks. We've completed our Florida TriRail Hyundai Rotem Bi-level coach car and streamline cab car. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there, rail fans.